So I'm just sitting here having a moment of reflection and just like thinking about my grief and how grief changes your communication, right, with your friends, family, coworkers, all those things. And I realized that maybe the way that I've been communicating has been more of a trauma response, right? You know, I lost my mom, my sister, my dad, and so just feeling this sense of like loneliness, right? And just remembering like life is very short. You never know when someone's gonna pass, you know, so trying to make a more conscious effort on my part to like reach out, right, to family members. You know, I try to make it a point to call my grandmothers weekly, you know, stay in contact with my friends, my cousins, things like that, and just like really making communication something that's a priority to me, and wanting to be in good communication with the people that I love, right, and not letting too much time pass before we speak, right, because you just never know, right? You never know what people are going through, right? You never know if today will be their last day. And so I realized that it's more of a trauma response, and that the more I extend myself, the emptier my cup feels because people aren't doing the same, right? And that as much as I'm trying to reach for connection with people, right, by reaching out, by showing up to events that I don't even have the money to go to, or the time, or the energy, or the mental space, but forcing myself to show up and be supportive of the people around me. And I realized that it is actually something that is become a negative thing, and at least for me, and not something that has been a positive, right? That as much as I thought that like I would feel better because I'm doing the reaching out, like I know I'm doing my part, I'm like, no, it just leaves me feeling empty when I'm constantly reaching out, and then I can sit for days and literally I don't have a missed call, I don't have a text message, I don't have a nothing, right? And I realized that a lot of people want to connect via social media, and like when I remove myself off of social media, that also changed my level of communication with some people, because some people we got each other's phone numbers, but we only ever talk through Instagram, you know, sharing reels and posts, right? And so I'm now in a season where I'm having to readjust not just how I show up for myself, but how I show up for other people, and how I extend myself in ways that make me feel unappreciated, even if it's unintentional by other people, right? Because everyone has their own life. Everybody got something going on, right? I mean, everyone's losing relationships, losing jobs, kids acting a fool, bills barely getting paid. And even in the midst of all that I've been going through, I still find time, right? I still make time to show up for people, and to be present, and to reach out, and to pray for people, and I love yous, and I miss yous, and hey, what you got going on, and trying to remember important things that they tell me. And I realize that when I sit back and I look about, you know, a lot of ways that I'm doing that is because I'm searching for connection, right? Searching for a connection that I lost, that can't be replaced. You know, replacing my mom, my sister, my dad, the way that we were connected is not like any connection that I've ever had or I will have. And so I'm having to readjust. A season of realignment. Yeah. Huh. Interesting.